Hey there, hey, it's Latoria Q back on another video. Today's video is going to be diving into tapping and understanding your body. So I have talked about body scans, I've talked about body works, I've talked about breathing, I've talked about a few different topics within my channel. And so I want to show you what I've been working on, tapping and affirming and manifesting a beautiful life. If you don't know, if you didn't catch my live yesterday, I had an opportunity to talk about some of the mental health things that I've gone through and how I came out of it. And part of that is learning how to access my memories and learning how to access my subconscious and really coming out of depression. So I beat depression with a series of different techniques, whether it was breathing, physical activity, stretching, again, body scans. And I wanted to share something with you that I've been using that has helped me create a whole new life from anything I've ever experienced before. I've changed my career. So I went from being a community psychologist and a trauma specialist working with children who have had a lot of trauma and had a lot of needs based off of, their mental health needs. And I've gone into the spa industry and I've created my whole new spa now. I'm not even sure. Let me just give you a tour and then we're going to talk about what I'm doing. I don't want to hold you long, but I'm going to flip it. Part of what I've done, again, is work on my breathing exercises. So in my spa, I've created a space. I'm not even going to get too far into the space. But I'm showing people how to calm their nerves, calm their senses by using oxygen. So checking our heart rates here, doing oxygen bar with aromatherapy. And I do massage. This is my little opening space. This is my massage room. So I use my psychology skill and I use my life experience to help other people overcome pain and trauma. And what I've learned to do is tap into wealth. So not only am I going to show you how to heal your body and heal your mind by getting the scar tissue off of your brain, because your body can heal itself. But I started a few years back learning how to tap. And so I wanted to start showing people in my community the mind-body connection and how it relates to currency and money. And it's not all about money, but money is a physical manifestation of what current you're in. So you can be in a low vibration, which is poverty, or you can be operating at a high frequency, which is wealth. So a lot of people right now are struggling with bills. They're struggling with the political arena as far as the control over what food you're eating, what gas you're buying, what car you're in, what you're doing with your house. And it affects our subconscious mind because when you don't have enough money or you don't have enough going on, you tend to think, what's wrong with me and why am I not attracting what's for me? Why is what I'm looking for not looking for me, which is not necessarily wealth is in riches, but resources. Why are my resources finding me? Why am I not attracting it? And so we're in that age of understanding law of attraction, law of, why can I not think of it right now? But you want to have the balances of life because everything is mental, right? So why aren't you having that law of duality? Why aren't you having the law of, why can't I think of it? Y'all know what I mean, right? I hope you know what I mean. But anyway, I wanted to show you how I use EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques, to access your subconscious mind to draw in your wealth. So again, I'm into this book here, Tapping into Wealth, Your Emotional Freedom Techniques. I wanted to start a series on showing you how to tap and how to unlock and unblock your body so that you can get into daily habits and activities into where your manifestations are actually happening faster and you're able to remove those limiting thoughts and blocking beliefs that are not allowing you to tap into what is rightfully yours, which is a life of freedom, a life of abundance, a life of joy, a life of peace, a life of just beauty, right? So if you don't already know why you're in the position that you're in, most of the times we have put ourselves in this state thinking that we deserve to have whatever it is. We deserve to have the struggles that we're having, or we deserve to have the abundance that we're having. And so if you have put yourself in a place where poverty is what you've attracted, meaning you're always chasing money, you're always wondering why you don't have money, it's always flying out, you're wondering why all these bills keep finding you, or you're having these circumstances where money is being pulled from you very quickly, you need to understand what blockages or what resistance you have so that you know what to say when you are tapping. And people are wanting to attract more than money. People are wanting to attract relationships. They're wanting to attract new careers and education. They're wanting to attract new love as far as family and their dynamics in their community. They're wanting to attract things that make them feel better. You're wanting to release traumas from your childhood. You're wanting to release traumas from your relationships, whether you've been in a narcissistic relationship or you have a bad memory of an experience and it keeps replaying and replaying, and it's created this feeling of unworthiness. We want to remove that. We want to remove that blockage, because you are worthy. You are worthy. You are lovable, and you can have determination to have whatever it is under the sun that you really desire. So I just wanted to talk to you about this, and I just want to show you this too. It says, neuroscience says that only 15% of your mind is conscious. Your subconscious is 85% of your mind, and it holds your habits, beliefs, and memories. I'm right here. And Bruce Lipton, PhD, author of The Biology of Beliefs, describes it this way. The subconscious mind is running programs that are 1,000,000 times more powerful than the processing abilities of the conscious mind. Remember that it's only 15% and 85%. So think about is what is called the butterfly effect. Butterfly effect. I posted a short yesterday about the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is when you have progress or action, which is the first 15% of whatever it is you want to get to, right? So the first 15% of whatever it is going to require you to have action. And that action requires you to have a mindset to accomplish the specific task to get to the 85% that you want to just flow in, right? And so you have to remove the inner conflict in your mind that's blocking you from starting the first 15%. And using EFT is a great way to start removing those resistances and blockages. And so if you don't know about your body, if you don't know about your basic tapping, why tap, right? Tapping heals your emotions, which heals your mind, which heals your thought process. Okay? I'll say it again. Tapping is a technique that heals your emotions. So how you feel about a thing, why you haven't started, why you feel like you can't do something, why you feel like you're not worthy. You need to address the emotional issues that prevent you from accomplishing the step one, okay? So through EFT, which is a technique that has been around since like the early, I want to say it's been around since the early 70s, 80s. This particular type of techniques helps you to unlock any PTSD that you have trapped in your body, because you got to remember your muscles have memory. And as a massage therapist, I tell my clients all the time, your muscles have memory that sometimes you don't even realize that are at play and at work, even if you're not thinking about it, because your body tends to function on an automatic system, right? So on a psychological level, this tapping, it helps to relieve any stress. It has physiological effects. So it helps you to be auditory. It helps you to be physical, and you are manually unlocking yourself, and you are able to like dissipate any type of negative emotions that you may be feeling. and you're able to connect your mind and body and be in alignment. So then when you are ready to go do the steps that are needed to accomplish whatever goal it is, your nervous system is calm, your brain is functioning clearly, your heart and your circulatory system is at a steady current flow. You're not feeling like you're not feeling overwhelmed. You're not feeling like you have too many sensations and too many things going on. And you're able to be focused on the task at hand. Okay? So, anyone can learn how to tap. Anyone can learn how to get connected with their highest self. It's just how willing and how intentional are you going to be about it, right? So we're going to talk about the tapping points first, and then I'm going to give you just a few things that you can say to yourself to find that emotional freedom in your tapping, okay? So you're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 particular areas where in your body to tap. So you have your karate chop here, which is on your hands, not your wrist here, but your actual hands, because there's nerves that go from your heart down to your fingertips. So you're going to get it, the tapping in your hand. You're going to go under your arm, because this is one of your lymphatic systems. You're going to go with your collarbone. This is also where you have a lymphatic system at, under your collar here and under your arms. So think about when you sweat. Think about when you're breathing, right? Your chin, because think about when you speak. Your under your nose, you got to think about your breathing. On your eye, your under eye and your side eye, your vision, your eyebrow. This is your third eye. And then you're thinking about your crown. If you think about these meridian points, this is all over your body, right? And your largest point is actually your right, it's underneath where this hand is at. It's your abdomen. But we'll get into that in a whole nother video. We're just talking about the main points of where you tap at for your body, okay? So, and then in this book, it does give you a little bit more detail about where they are at if you're not just getting the visual there, right? So when you're tapping, you do have to say very specific things. And like it says here, with your tapping, you'll learn that you're activating your subconscious when thinking about something you want to change. And so this book helps to guide you, and which I'll help guide you through these points and how to express your feelings, what to say while you're tapping. The more emotion you put into your words, that means the more feeling, the more activated, the better sense it's emotions that you will need to release, okay? So you're going to need to feel every word that you have coming out of your mouth. Following so far? All right, so in this particular book, it talks specifically about money, but you can apply this to relationships. You can apply this to your home. You can apply this to your work life. You can apply this to things that you want to accomplish, whether you want to travel more or you're wanting to have other people coming into your life that help you. So let's talk about income. In this particular book, again, we're just going to go through this particular chapter. We're going to talk about income. Income is money that you earn, whether it's from a job or whether it's from work that you do. Income is where you are giving in exchange for money, your time, your sweat, your effort, your thought processes, your intelligence. You're giving that in direction of someone's going to pay you for your thoughts. Someone's going to pay you for your hands. Somebody's going to pay you for your back. Somebody's paying you for the work and the energy and effort, your training, your experience. They're going to pay you for your time. Okay, so then think about your income. Your income can trigger and reveal certain emotions about you. So if you're not making enough income, that may be because you have different programming around that, meaning because someone else in your family did something, now you have to do it. Your mother was a teacher, so now you have to be a teacher. Your father was a doctor, now you have to be a doctor. Your grandma was a nanny, so now you find yourself being a babysitter or being a nanny or working in a daycare. whatever it may be, you may have programmed yourself to think that that is what you're supposed to be doing because you saw someone else doing it. And it is time for you to break out of the survival mode and get into your thriving mode so that you can now create a new legacy for yourself and create a new income for yourself so you can accomplish the things that you want. So in this particular book, it says, ask yourself these specific. It says, am I just barely surviving? Am I living hand to mouth? That means, am I just getting by? It says, is my family considered to be middle class, but it feels like I never have enough for the things that I want to improve my life? Now, middle class is not bad, but we know that middle class is being completely sucked away right now. And so you're going to either be low income or you're going to be high upper middle class or you're going to be upper class. Right? Do I bring in enough to make ends meet, but always run out of money by the end of the month? Are you a bad budgeter? Do you not have accountability and responsibility towards the money that you've received? Are you doing good with it? Okay. So it says, in addition to signifying where you stand between surviving and thriving, your income is also a metaphorical reflection of your beliefs about your personal and professional market value. Okay? I know that's a lot for somebody. Your market value. Yes, everyone has a market value, meaning if you offer a service or a product, it has a value on it. Well, you happen to be a service and a product as well, and you have the power to attract current. You are a flow yourself. So if you are not in the flow of where you are actually productive every day and you are not creating every day, you are not stimulating your environment, then what are you doing? Because your marketplace rate, it's based off of your skills, your experience, your education, and your life history, okay? And the key to your income level is your belief in your personal worth and the value of what you give, what you do, and what you give. Okay? Are you giving enough? Are you giving what you know is valuable? Okay? Or are you just getting by? Okay? Your savings. Are you a good manager? You're wanting to address the certain issues in your life as to why you may be broke. Are you a buyer? Are you always buying things that you don't need? Are you impulsive? Do you have discipline? You are going to want to address those things within yourself, and you can do that with tapping. Not only that, but do you have goals? Are you just doing things day in and day out because that's what you're supposed to do? Or are you working towards a goal? Are you willing to do grunt level work because you know it's for your advancement? Or are you only doing grunt level work because you don't want to think about it anymore? Because you're a lazy thinker. You have to be honest with yourself in this particular technique and in this particular exercise, okay? Are you toxic with money? Are you buying stuff you know you don't have no business buying? Now, I'm not going to say I'm an advocate for or against anything, but if you are, let's say, a smoker, you like to buy marijuana. Are you buying marijuana because you think you need it, or are you buying marijuana because it's a survival for you? Am I saying that? Yes. Do you think you need it? Is it for survival, or is it because you enjoy it and you can afford it? It's just something you do in your in between time and all that, okay? So now that we know the tapping areas, right, we're going to do an exercise testing money emotions. And then I'm going to get up off of here, okay? It says, write your current income, the actual number you earn right now. And in big letters on a blank paper, if you're trying to start or build a business, switch from a mediocre job to the job that you love to have by writing the income you'd like to earn or you'd earn in your dream job, the one you want to expand the most, the career or work you want as your biggest source of income. Even if you work a part-time job to help pay bills, just include income sources you want to expand. Focus on the number you wrote down and say out loud, I'm earning. I like to say I am. I'm not an I'm kind of girl, okay? I'm. No, I am earning, or I will earn. I'm going to stick with I am. I am earning blank per week/month. Even at this point in the exercise, some people will start feeling uncomfortable about their black and white number and look at it and say it aloud. It's not enough. Take some deep breaths and allow yourself to feel what happens in your body when you say that. Know how true this statement is. It's not enough feels to you. Does it create an intense feeling in your body? Write down those feelings and measure them on a scale from 1 to 10. And with 1 being calm and 10 representing the most intense, uncomfortable emotion when you say it's not enough. So in this journey with me, right, I need you to start where I started, but I'm starting at a new starting point. So write down what you currently earn, right? And you know if it's not enough. For instance, I have my own business and I managed to get my business popping. However, I thought I was being smart. I'm just being transparent with you. I thought I was being smart. And I said, I'm going to make it look like this. So I paid myself a certain income. And by the end of the year, that income turned out to not be enough for me to go buy a house. Okay. However, I know for a fact the type of house that I want to buy, how I want it to look, how I want it to feel, how I want it to smell, how I want it to be decorated, how I want the layout to be, how I want my family to come in. I know it absolutely down to every detail about this house. But if I were to just put it out there, I would have someone, 1, being a naysayer saying I can't do it. 2, I would say, well, how am I going to make that mortgage, or how am I going to make that payment, or how am I going to pull this off if I only have this amount of income, right? Well, I had to adjust my thinking. Same with the spa. How am I going to pay this rent and have this staff and have all these things going on if I only have this amount of money? How much do I really need to have to pay this person? How much do I really need to have to keep this light on? How much do I really need to have these machines? How much do I really need to have? And when I began to really address what I have and what I need, I had to close the gap. And in order to close the gap, I had to get out of my own way by releasing those negative feelings, the negative beliefs, and those limited blocking feelings that didn't allow me to jump. Okay, it didn't allow me to transcend. It didn't allow me to get ahead, because if I would have stayed in what I used to think, well, I can't afford that, and this is more money, and I'm only making this amount of money. Well, let me tell you, if you build it, they will come. Even if you don't think you have enough, if you have the right plan, if you have the right intentions, if you have the right skills, if you have the right people around you, whatever it is that you want to build, it will come and it will serve you, because guess what? You called it in. But you can't call anything in that is going to elevate you if you are staying in a low vibrational place, if you are staying in a low thinking, low doing, low acting place. You can't get ahead if you're always staying behind. That means you can't get to your future if your past is always reminding you of where you've been and it wants to keep you there. Yeah, maybe back 10 years ago, you was making $12 an hour and that was normal. But in 2024, $12 an hour doesn't work. So we need to address what we need in the now and what we need in the future by getting rid of the old habits and the old ways and the old way of being that kept us in a stagnant place where we were comfortable at and what was working then, okay? So as you get through this exercise, and you can feel free to go back to that box and pause that video and write down what you really feel, because we're going to get to the next level, okay? We're going to get to the next level together, and I'm going to show you through my videos here on YouTube what the next level for me is going to look like. And I hope that you also tap into your next level as we do this together, okay? So what are your emotions around your finances? Do you make enough? Do you call in enough? Are you attracting enough? Do you believe that you have enough? Do you believe that you have enough skills and education and knowledge? Do you believe you have enough access to resources and networking of people to call in the things that you really need to have for yourself? If not, you need to start working on those specific points. What skills can you go and acquire? What skills can you go acquire for free? What skills can you go acquire for cheap? And what skills can you go acquire for a nice little penny? Because you know, the more you pay, sometimes the more it's going to cost you to get ahead. Are you willing to pay for it? And whatever it is that you're willing to give for your next level, you need to be able to recognize that, because when it arrives and when it comes for you, you need to know that this is an inspired thought and I got to move now. I got to access what's for me now by doing these steps and these actions. But again, you got to get out of your own way by clearing your mind. So write down the particular feelings and measure them on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being calm and 10 representing the most intense. And as you do that, you will begin to have resistance that builds up in your body. And having resistance, let me say that right now, because when you get to the next video, I need you to understand having resistance is just having awareness. And it's good to have awareness so that you know what is your strength and what is your weakness and what you need to chip away and what you need to build up and fortify. You need to know these things. So after you have written down what it is that you want to do and how much it's going to cost you, not just money, don't get confused. Money is money, but to get money, you are giving an exchange of your time, of your skills, of your knowledge, of your energy. You're going to give it in exchange. So we need to quantify what you feel that you're able to give and why you have blockages and why you're not able to give it right now, okay? Because when you can remove the blockages, that's when your money shows up. That's when what is for you shows up, okay? Because again, it's looking for you just like you are looking for it. So that was a lot, and this video is getting long. So I'm going to stop it right there, okay? We're going to get into having creative ideas in a second, and then we're going to get into tapping. So keep watching, but this is the first exercise of it all. Don't mind how I speak. Let me give my disclaimer. I always do this, and I'm going to get to a point where I don't do this anymore. But if you don't know, I've had a TBI. So I used to speak very fluently. Like I could talk so fast. However, I have to slow down now. That's not anything bad to me. That's a good thing to me. So don't feel sorry for me. Don't you ever feel sorry for me. But with that being said, I have to slow down in how I speak. I'm just excited. I'm excited to share new content with you. But as I go on, I want you to know that even though I get a little flustered in my speaking, it is not that I don't have good intention on what I say. It's just I want to say so much so fast, and it's all trying to come out all at the same time. So please bear with me as these videos continue to grow and they go on. But first thing first, let's find where our resistance is at, and let's understand where our blockages is at. So as we go on, I'm going to give you the next step. I don't want to get you too far ahead, but as you start to feel where your resistance is at and you're scaling it from 1 to 10, start recognizing where your resistance pops up at. Some things will pop up where it is in your hands. Some things will pop up, it's under your arms. You feel that heat and that sweat starting to rise up when you start thinking about certain things. If you start to think about going back to school, or you're starting to think about going to apply for a job, or you're thinking about creating a business, you may have some pressure or some heat start to come from your chin or from the side of your eye or the top of your head, or again, it's in your chest. Whatever it may be, start just noticing where your resistance and your blockages are popping up, because that's where we're going to give the most intention at when we give our inflection and where we are getting more animated in our speech, okay? So I'm going to stop this video here. And when I drop the next video, it's a continuation of this. It's a series that I'm starting. Don't let me get off. I want you and me to accomplish some new goals, not just in 2024, but for the rest of our life. We're going to remove some blockages. We're going to get out of that stinking thinking that PTSD is always going to be with us and it's always going to be the determining factor of whether we have or have not. We're going to create a life that we deserve. And I look forward to growing with you. Talk to y'all later. Bye, baby.